Dr. Kuro Kot, who served as our Chief Executive Officer as well. I would just like to, since I do not have time, I would just like to raise 3 things about Zamba that I deeply admired. 1, in Zamba, I saw patriotism. A man who, when called to serve our beloved country, Kenya, did so with honesty, dignity, and integrity. And in public service, as the chairperson of the Committee of Experts, the team tasked with drafting the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Zamba illustrated leadership and deep love for our country. Zamba exhibited tolerance. He would ask all the members of the Committee of Experts what our views were on the subject at hand. He'd listen, and then after we had all spoken, he'd let us know what his opinion was. Regardless of whether or not he shared our views, he never imposed his perspective on the rest of us. Even if one of us held a minority and divergent view, they were allowed to express it before we concluded. He always sought consensus, and I was happy to hear this from other people. And on the rare occasions where we could not reach a consensus, we'd go to a vote. This is how he steered the review process that resulted in the Constitution of Kenya. Through his patience and tolerance, we as a team were able to draw on the best we had to offer and authentically listen to and engage in robust dialogue, yielding fruitful and timely outcomes. It is a matter of pride that the Committee of Experts delivered the then new Constitution on time, despite numerous financial constraints and in a contested political environment. In so doing, Zamba was at the helm of ensuring a peaceful transition into a new constitutional order. In Zamba, I saw integrity. Zamba always respected the law. He displayed complete fidelity to the law and his oath of office. His conduct inspired confidence in the rule of law and bestowed legitimacy on the review process and the then new constitution. I was always confident that in his actions, Zamba was guided first and foremost by a commitment to ensuring national and public interest. I was always sure that Zamba's observations and actions were motivated by a desire to bring about the best for us as a nation. This enabled us to engage on matters of principle and ideology, always with a view to discerning what was best for our country. Zamba, as you have all heard, was wry and witty. During the course of working together, we became friends. A friendship that endured beyond our tenure at the Committee of Experts. His laid-back demeanor and humility made everyone feel at ease with him, and his cheeky, often subtle jokes served to lighten our mood. I thank God for the privilege of having known Zamba and the opportunity to serve our nation with him. To Ms. Caro Mbuvi, his children Ivia, Mary, Kavengi, Mukami, and family, I am so sorry for your loss. Thank you for sharing him with us. I know that you as a family sacrificed your time with him so that he could serve our nation and region. For this, I will always be grateful to you. May our Lord and Savior rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
Please don't tire in putting your hands together for the professional colleagues for a good job. Do it like you believe it. Asante sana. The next session is a very easy one, before we get to it, I will say a prayer, but I will also invite several members and distinguished guests, and this is going to be the order, and we have already spoken in advance, and they are aware that we will be having the following persons speaking on our entire behalf. Wa kwanza atakuwa ni mama wa county ambaye nimeulizwa ni muinclude, Mama Irene Kasalu. Atafuatwa na mheshimiwa speaker ambaye introduce kwa jina tu na kuinua mikono MCAs walioko hapa, naye huyo ni mheshimiwa Ndoto. Atakayefuata atakuwa ni mheshimiwa Nimrod Mbai ambaye introduce members of parliament from wherever they will be. If they can come to the front, it will be good, but they will not have an opportunity to speak, so that we can save time, and let us kindly accept this position so that we can give the function the dignity that it so deserves. We will have our Honorable Governor, who will introduce the governors here present, and just before that, we will have the Honorable Senator Enoch Wambua to introduce the governors who are here, and you also, the senators who are here, excuse me. The senators who are here, you also notice that amongst the senators, you have senior counsel, who you will give an opportunity extraordinaire to just have a few words to speak to us, and that is the Honorable James Orengo, and then we will have Governor Ngilu to invite the others. The rest, I will guide accordingly. I know that they are ready to come forward. I also appreciate that we have with us the Deputy Governor, Dr. Wade, whom I'm sure the Governor will tell us about him, and as she speaks. Therefore, I said I need a prayer. Bwana asifiwe. So I am going to lead in the prayer, because I know these honorable people that we love are going to do a good job that deserves all the respect to the family. Therefore, as my dedication to the family and to the departed one, the friend that he was to me, I will sing a song which is a prayer And I am ready, and we have, this song is going to be for you, to give you blessings as you come to speak to us, because you are the final speakers. And God has chosen you. And therefore, it is your opportunity. All that I will request is that we maintain the time. So I will say a prayer in form of a song, and it is my dedication to the family and all the mourners who are here. It's a song that is called Bounce Back. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me by your righteous right hand. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me, and I'll bounce back again. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me by your righteous right hand. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me, and I'll bounce back again. Like a palm trees anchored and bearing sweet fruits, anchor me in your word, O Lord. When the wind strongly blows, I will not break, for I'm strong and I'll bounce back again. Like a palm trees anchored and bearing sweet fruits, anchor me in your word, O Lord. When the wind strongly blows, I will not break, for I'm strong and I'll bounce back again. Hold me, Lord. Hold me by your righteous right hand. Hold me, hold me, and I'll bounce back again. Like Lazarus had died and stinking in the grave, Call me and I'll rise up to life. When temptations strike me, and I repent, you will call me and I'll bounce back to life. Like Lazarus had died and stinking in the grave, call me and I'll rise up to life. When temptations strike me and I repent, you will call me and I'll bounce back to life. Hold me, hold me, Lord, King Jesus. By your righteous right hand. Hold me, hold me. Hold me and I'll bounce back again. Our Heavenly Father, you have promised never to leave us nor forsake us. We have faith in you, Lord. At a time like this, Lord, we call upon your name, that you may hold our hands and help us to bounce back again, Lord. Like a goal is so made and pumped with the air, fill me with your Holy Spirit. When challenges come, I will not freak, for I'll bounce back like never before. Oh, touch me, touch me, King, touch me with your righteous right hand. Touch me, and I'll bounce back again. Guide me, guide me with your righteous right hand. Guide me, guide me, and I'll bounce back again. Hold me, Lord, King Jesus, righteous right hand. Never hold me, and I'll bounce back again. Already, as I started, I was told I've broken protocol. but in the spirit of requesting that we help the family to bounce back again, because I had already called the women rep, I was warned that I am out of protocol. Just for the sake of this function, and because I had called for that, and because I know there is no breaking of protocol in heaven, Madam Kasalu, keep it short as we agreed, and will be followed by the Speaker. And I request that I be forgiven for breaking that protocol. God bless you.
Thank you, Isaac. Your prayers are answered, so I'll hold to what you've said. Your Excellencies, the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the Vice President, the former Vice President is Kalonzo Musyoka, all governors here, my colleagues, members of parliament, religious leaders, all mourners, and Maketui, Muya Seo, Muya Seinge, God is good, and all the time. Nitakuwa mchache sana kwa maneno. Just like the widower of our brother has said, Zamba often went to the malls, and that is where I last saw him, just a week before he passed on. And sadly, that was my last interaction with him. So today, as I join mourners, to celebrate our fallen hero, he was a man whom we loved so much as the people of Kitui, a great son of Kitui, and of course, a great son of our country. Today he has fallen, and I know all of us here, soon we shall fall suit. But not very soon. Zamba, as many have said, he had great legal minds. And of course, he chaired the last 2010 constitution. So today, even as I wish to stick to the protocol, I cannot finish my speech without talking about the process we are having now as a country, speaking about the BBI. Your Excellencies,
There are very good propositions in the BBI. But as the women of this country, and especially as a secretary of all the 47 women reps of this country, we are saying that we support BBI. But tunasema ya kwamba sisi kama wamama tunataka kubaki National Assembly. Ya kwanza kusema twende Senate, it denies the women of this country to be nominated as CSs. And I believe that as the women of this country, we are up to the task, we are educated, and we are able to hold that positions. I know there are 7 women to be, I think, nominated, but we are saying that we don't wish to follow the density, because like Itui, for instance, will be left aside. We have counties that have their own issues. We have counties that, like Itui County, even practice circumcision for our girls, and we are trying to fight that. And these are the counties that need even to have more of women leadership. So we are asking, as we support, and because our Excellency has said that that door is not closed to do amendments, that you listen to the women of this country and have those positions distributed in the 47 counties. So yangu nitasema hayo, na niseme kwa familia, even as Isaac has sung, I didn't know he had such a beautiful voice, that we keep praying for you, that you bounce back. And of course, the Bible says that ngai niwe mose waola, but iwe kwa umaitu tuikotia na mwiyai, na netu esekana nimukwendea nesa. Ano make tui mwina mwadhime. God bless you all. Thank you.
Barakalua, we will not let you down. Familia ya marehemu, the late senior counsel Nzamba Kitonga, all protocols observed, fellow mourners. We included some of the distinguished leaders, national and the county leaders in this country, including our son, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo. Before I say or give my condolences, allow me to introduce some of the colleagues from the Kitui County Assembly who are here to mourn with the family. There are not many. You allow me to call out their names and stand where they are and wave. We have Honorable Munyoki Mwinzi, nominated Wiper, member of Kitui County Assembly. Wave where you are. Honorable Munyoki, thank you. We have Honorable David Idhubi, member of Kitui County Assembly from Kwamutonga, Kedumula Ward. Wave where you are. And we have Honorable Waziri Bakari, a nominated member of Kitui County Assembly by Wiper. Where are you? Wave. And then we have Honorable Anastasia Mwathi, the MCA, member of Kitui County Assembly for this area where we are. Where is she? Stand up, Honorable Mwathi. I think you can come, Honorable Mwathi, and you'll say something, please. I'll allow you to say something, just a minute. And then finally, and with all humility, honorable members of this morning team, we have Honorable Peter Kalonzo, popularly known as Tangawizi, the majority leader of Kitui County Assembly. Honorable Peter Kalonzo, come here just for 1 minute. Honorable Mwathi, Salimia.
All protocol observed. Due to the time, I want to take this opportunity to thank the state. I'm the area NCA, Honorable Anastasia Mwathi Mutunga. I thank my speaker for giving me this opportunity because my people had sent me shortly 2 things to respect our hero, Nzamba Kitonga. So I'm requesting the state, as you go back, doing the postmortem of our Honorable Zamba next week or Monday, I want to request you do us 2 things. Favor, Motito North District. Our district is very young, 4 years back, and I think it's not formalized. We want to be formalized, and also we want all staff, all the departmental head to be here by next week or next month, so that we can know that you are very serious with the Motito North due to the respect of our Honorable Zamba Kitonga. He left us as Motito North. The second thing is about the KMTC Motito. We have our district hospital here, Motito Level 4 Hospital. So, Honorable Charity Mama Ngilu, I think you will also push for that, so that we can get medical school here in Motito for the remembrance of our hero, Zamba. On the side of the church, I thank the father and the team, Bishop. I can say that our Mheshimiwa hero, Zamba, he left us as choir. That's why you can see they are so joyful singing to him, because whenever he came, he was attending Mass, and also he was supporting us. Thank you, our Honorable. Rest in peace.
Peter Kalonzo to say, Polly.
All protocols observed. I wish to convey my condolences to the family of one Honorable Zamba Kitonga. I knew him closely, and when we interacted, and especially the time he casted for governorship of Kitui County, he was a great man, very intelligent. On the issues of the BBI, county assemblies, we will support. I am speaking as the chair of the caucus on county assemblies forum, majority leaders chapter. And I wish to say we will support. But if you can allow, as we speak, on the percentage which has been given on the World Forum, 5% is on the lower side. If at least it can be moved to 10%. Thank you all.
Those are politicians. I'm not a politician. Mine is to keep law and order. Now, on my own behalf and on behalf of the Kitui County Assembly, I want to take this opportunity to sincerely give our condolences to the family of the late Senior Counsel Zamba Kitonga. It is sad. Today we are saying farewell to a man who has done so much, not for his family, but for this country. We have heard the eulogy of Zamba Kitonga, which in my own view, I said it all. Who Zamba was, what he stood for, and what he achieved in his life. If you read that eulogy, you don't need anyone to tell you anything about Zamba. Zamba served this country. I want to repeat the words of Madam Chison, with distinction, honor, and a lot of integrity. He was a down-to-earth man, but whatever he believed was right and was good for this country, he would do everything possible to make sure he succeeds in doing what he believes was right. And he will not compromise his principles. A testimony of that is constitutional review. It is not easy to preside a transition between the old constitution and the new constitution. But our own son, late Zamba Kitonga, did it in 1210. And the fruits we are enjoying today, this country, is because of the good work which was done by our son, Zamba Kitonga. At this point, I don't want to talk anything more other than to ask all of us, we pray to God so that he can admit the late Senior Counsel Zamba Kitonga into his internal kingdom. Thank you.
Kwa baba askofu ambaye ameongoza ibada ya leo, tunashukuru sana. Kwa familia ya mwenda zake ndugu yetu Senior Counsel Zamba Kitonga, karo, watoto, poleni sana. We give our condolences as family. I'm here with my mom and my son, and also on behalf of Kitui East, we are with you and will be with you as long as we live, because we know what our brother did for us. His Excellency, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the former Vice President, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister, the CS, Madam Monica Juma, the governors present, our governor, Mama Charity Ngilu, Governor Kibwana. I have seen our former governor. I saw Governor Mweke. I know the governor will introduce them. All the other protocols, we have a Senate and a big number of MPs. Allow me to introduce the MPs who are present. MC, you will guide me. Do they come here? Do they raise their hand? The MPs. I want to introduce the MPs. So do they come here or do they come here? I think His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka said they come here. Bwana asifiwe, but no speaking. Asante. Kwanza is Governor Malombe, najua Governor atamuita. We have Honorable MP, Honorable Munuve. Manaya, karibu. Uonekane na watu. We have Honorable George Doto ameongea. Honorable Major Makazi Muluvi, waza. The immediate former MP, mzee wetu, Major. Karibu sana. We have Honorable Rachel Nyamai Kake, our MP from Kitui East, mwedu ambaka nani mwaitu. We have my mom, the Honorable Edith Nyenze. Mom, karibu sana. Na naomba OSPD naambiwa Zombe, something is happening. Mama Edith ameambiwa kuna ajali mahali, kwa hivyo tusaidie. Honorable Charles Kalonzo, MP Yata. I'm told he's here with us. Karibu sana. Mwana Commissioner. We have Honorable Irene Kasalu, our women rep. Karibu pia. Tukuone. Na tunakupenda sana. Kasalu uneka tuwa. We have Honorable Joshua Kimilu. Joshua Kimilu is MP Kaiti, all the way from Makuene. Karibu sana ndugu yetu. Tuko na mama, nimeandikiwa hapa lakini nataka niwaachie governor, because she is more of a governor. Honorable Wavinya Deti, the CS. Governor Ngilu, wewe ndio utamuita. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Kalembe Ndile, a former MP from Kibwezi. Tuko na waheshimiwa wengine mkiniruhusu pia, hata kama wako mbali watainua mkono. Mama Rahab Muyo, the chair maendeleo ya wanawake, the national chair. I think she's here with us. Mama, inua mkono. Tuko na Ruth Kawila. Honorable Ruth is the chair maendeleo ya wanawake Nairobi chapter. Asante sana, ma'am. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Mweke, the former governor Machakos, nilimuona lakini tutawachia governor atamsema. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Banda from Kitui Town, inua mkono. Na tuko na Mheshimiwa Roy Kifusio. Roy ni mtoto wetu na ndiye chama ni wa chama cha Wiper Nairobi County. Makofi kwake. Nadhani tumeona waheshimiwa, nitaomba tu waketi. Na tunashukuru pia Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka kwa kutuombea nafasi waheshimiwa waonekane. Thank you. To the family of Zamba Kitonga, our sister and the widow of Zamba, Karo, pole sana, it's not easy. Na watoto wote, poleni sana. To the firstborn son, Evia, au sijui kama unajua Kikamba kabisa lakini nitakwambia kwa Kikamba. Sababu chenye nakuambia akina kwa Kiswahili, hakuna kwa Kizungu. Ango kiweti kimwe chemanwe na mume. Na mume jako kwa kikwata bandu. Kiweti chetu kize chethe ya mundu no kumbwa. Na cheta mwana ola wacho muku takuyu Evia. Ukawa ibatola no zia yani ndo wabika. Evia no dagwa ne muthuzi neze nango wagu. Batola wazia wene mwenu ndo wabika. Asante sana na nena vina. Nena vina naku. Kwa watu wa Mutitu wote, poleni sana. Nzamba is so heavy that is not only a kid to our late senior chief and MP Zamba Kitonga, the senior, but he was so heavy. Ni mtoto wa Mutitu yote na ni mtoto wa Kitui East. Pia ni alijaribu kiti ya governor wa Kitui County. So poleni kwa sisi wote. Anoma amba mwadhi pia adhonua, poleni sana. Ondo wetu ya mwana wenu, ninesetiki ndo laizi. Zamba, I knew Zamba when I was young, but my first interaction with Zamba as a grown-up, we met in his office in Nairobi, and he was calm. Actually, I never thought such a huge guy will accord me time to speak to him, but we stayed there for like 30 minutes, and it was very cordial. We had elder brother, young brother conversation, na nikabarikika sana. My other meeting with Zamba ni hapa kwake nyumbani wakati nilianza kuomba kura. Na nilijaribu kuongelesha watu wengi, lakini Nzamba wakati niliamua kuja kuongea na Nzamba, nilisikia ninashindwa. Yaani nashindwa kwenda peke yangu. So I called my mom, nikakuja na yeye, she's here, na tukakuja kwa Nzamba. We got our sister Reverend Bretta na bwana yake Zamba. Anaitwa nani this guy? Simba. So tukaenda tukaongea na Nzamba, nikamuomba anisaidie hii maneno. Akaniambia Nimrod nitakusaidia. Na kabla sijasema jina lingine akaniambia lakini hapo juu usiende huko. Nikamwambia nimesikia. Lakini yako well and good. I've told you before, my brother and your mom, I will support you. Lakini ya juu najua mahali huko na usiniambie. So tukamalizia hapo. So that's my political history with Mheshimiwa Nzamba. Na namshukuru sana. Kuna mambo kadhaa tumeombea kama mtu wa Motitu, na nashukuru wa MCA kwa kupata nafasi kidogo ayaseme. Tumewachwa na mtu ambaye, to my observation, Zamba was a leader of this constituency. Zamba was a leader in this county. Zamba ni mzito kuliko sisi wote. Zamba aungemuona sana ukiangalia kwa macho ya kutazama, lakini Zamba was more of a submarine. Alikuwa ni chombo kikubwa lakini kiko chini ya maji. Mwili wenye unaona isijana na antena, ni kaerio unaona kidogo, lakini mwenye aerio ako chini, a very huge vessel. Kuona mpaka kuwa Motitu boys. That was Zamba for you. Na tumepoteza. The whole country knows who is Zamba. And that was launched from where we are. Kwa Kitonga Mudanja. To us, we feel honored. We appreciate the state. Wakati mlisikia tumepoteza ndugu yetu, serikali ikachukulia hayo maneno. Rais mwenyewe akaongea. Tuko na CS dada yetu hapa, ni mama yangu. Tuko na county commissioner, has been here like 4 times. I think this is the 5th time kuja kusupervise haya maneno. And we are seated kama watu ambao kweli serikali imetutambua sisi ni watu, na tunazika mtoto yetu ambaye ni mtoto wetu kwa maana sana. Hao wazito wawili, Kalonzo Musyoka, Your Excellency, Raila Odinga, the Right Honorable, the whole day mko hapa kwa sababu ya Nzamba. We can't take that lightly. All the brains, Kizungu, Nebole Andomeiro, Kizungu jane no bawe there. Nijenge baja beruka. Na imagine all those brains are here because of Zamba Kitonga. Wale mawakili, sijui chairman wa nini, chairman mwingine, na si chairman ni just chairman, committee of experts, Imbala Club, committees, mpaka prosecutor, majaji wa Rwanda, majaji wa US, sijui wapi, they are all here, and they've decided to take their whole day here because of our brother. Jamani, we cannot feel more honored than that. Na tunashukuru sana. And that tells every one of us who Nzamba is, and also that tells us a simple beginning has nothing to do with your future. Kwa sababu Nzamba alizaliwa Mombasa, amelelewa hapa ndoa, na ndio huyo Kenya inamtambua. It's not easy, amejaribu, lakini pia we are inspired by that. Jambo yangu second last ni kurudia maneno ambayo MCA amesema. Kwa heshima ya Nzamba Kitonga, tumekuwa na governor na tukakubaliana niweke pesa kwa CDF, na governor atatuambia ataweka pesa kwa Ministry of Health, tuanzishe a medical training college hospitali yetu ya Motitu hapa. Na tumekubaliana kama watu wa Kitui East, na najua governor atatuunga mkono. The medical college should be named Zamba Kitonga Medical Training College. Kwa sababu Zamba ni mtu ya masomo, na hatuwezi kubali jina ya Zamba isaulike the whole of Mutitu. Kwa hivyo kumpea the honor ya college itwe kama yeye, kwetu itakuwa ni jina ya kutukumbusha ndugu yetu na uzito ambaye aliweka katika mambo ya masomo. Pia kwa sababu CS yako hapa, I've met Professor Kaloki, the chairman KMTC. Ni kabarua moja tu imebaki, ndio pesa tutengeneze committee hapa, pesa iwekwe. Na hiyo, jua last time ulikuwa hapa tulipata district. Madam CS, hiyo najua hiyo hata zitapatia mtu mwingine. Hiyo tufanyie na Kaloki, tupewe hiyo barua na KMTC. We build this even before they bring their money. Governor ametuwekea kidogo, tutaweka ijengwe. Jambo ya pili ni MCA amesema about our new sub county. Najua my other brother Masa. We have the Mutitu North sub county. Inaendelea mzuri, just operationalization, and najua the county commissioner knows the position. Afande tutumie hii nafasi, we get this sub county operationalized. Ndio tujivunie kabisa kuwa na DC kabisa. Na yule tuko naye tunaomba wachu hapa Madam CS akae mpaka wakati tutapewa mwingine. County commissioner anajua your letter to Nairobi inaweza maliza hiyo equation yote. Tafadhali. Barabara yetu ya kutoka Kitui mpaka Mwitika 44 kilometers. President tukua Zombe, CS you are there, alisema he will tarmac for us. We have 22 kilometers from Zombe to Mutitu town. Kwa sababu ya heshima ya ndugu yetu Zamba Kitonga, hiyo 22 kilometers iongezwe kwa 44, ikuje 66 kilometers. Lami ikifika Mwitika, lami ifike kwa Zamba nyumbani. Na hiyo itakuwa ni heshima yetu ambayo ni kwa sababu ya ndugu yetu. Ya mwisho on that side, tuko na issue ya power sana hapa. Na tumeangalia na wazee na viongozi, and I know the sub-county commissioner will agree with us. We need a power substation here. The only substation we have is in Mwingi. And sorting our local problems ni shida. Stima ikiharibika Kaliku, Kawala, you have to call Mwingi. So if we could get some investment ya power station kidogo tu ya kukontrol mambo yetu hapa, our issues will be sorted. Kwa sababu unapata a whole week mtu wako na saluni hajafanya, mtu wako na welding hajafanya, na itatusaidia. Jambo ya mwisho kama vile mama wa county amesema, Zamba alituandikia katiba ambayo tuko nayo kwa saizi. Na imefika msimu tunaandika katiba ingine. Na nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu niko katika nafasi ya kuwa mbunge wa Kitui East wakati hii katiba inaandikwa. Na kwa sababu ndio mjadala inaendelea, ingawaje hatuongeangi siasa kwa matanga kwa mazishi katika Kitui East, nikubalie niseme mawili about BBI. I as Nimrod, I have no problem with BBI. Na kwa sababu mbeleni ilikuwa tumesema haiwezi funguliwa tukaongeza kitu, kulikuwa na kaishu. Lakini wakati rais amesema tunaweza fungua, na kwa sababu the only document yenye haiwezi funguliwa ikaongezwa ama ikapunguzwa ni Biblia, I think Mungu ameongelesha rais na amekubali tufungue hii BBI kidogo na tuweke mambo yetu hapo. Jambo ya kwanza na si ya Nimrod ni ya watu ya Mutitu. And this is between me and you, Your Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Mambo ya call iandikwe clearly in our constitution. We are in Mbuyi Basin. Zamba Kitonga tunamweka juu ya call. Mambo ya call in Kenya should be completely kabisa ikataliwe. We don't want anybody talking or thinking of mining coal. Kwa sababu you think of mining coal, we think of our children, we think of our tarmac, we think of our KMTC, we think of our new district, then we think of moving to a place where as in we need another 100 years to find our way. Jamanini, mambo ya coal sisi kama watu wa Mutitu, na nitakuwa pale tuandike mambo ya coal, mining in this country is prohibited. Not negotiable. The second thing, tumesema kuna counties imepewa 4 constituencies. County moja inapata 4 constituencies. Najua hiyo yako inauma watu, lakini mtauma, lakini tukubaliane. 4 constituencies. Na Kitui mahali Zamba aliwaachia hii katiba ya 2010, Mwingi was supposed to be a county. Mwingi was supposed to be a county, and nobody is talking of that. We can't talk of one county getting an extra 4 constituencies and Mwingi not being a county. Kwa hivyo hiyo nafasi imefunguliwa, Mwingi ikuwe county. Kama Mwingi ikuwe county, hata MCS wa Kitui majority leader, we need to discuss it. Jambo ya mwisho, kwa sababu Mwingi county gets 90 billion, Kitui county gets 10 billion. Tutakuwa tumesonga kama watu. Jambo ya mwisho, ndio niite senator wetu. Senator anaweza amuka. Ni constituency. At least if we could get an extra constituency in Kitui County, Your Excellency. Na hiyo waje tupe Raila Odinga, kwa sababu unajua yeye akisema inafanyika. Baba, hiyo tuelewane. Hapa kuna mahali tunahangaika. Kuna watu tumechanganywa, watu wa rural village na watu ya urban centers. Kama we can get an absolute Kitui municipality constituency yenye inashughulikia, even the World Bank imeweka municipality pamoja like 6 wards, zikuwe na constituency yake, then the rural constituencies ziwachwe kivyake, ndio tungangane katika ile hali. Itakuwa BBI ni yetu na sisi tutaunga mkono kabisa. Ama namna gani? Tuendete oneizu gandomeito. Salamu yangu ya mwisho, jamani, na mnikubalie tu, nimetumwa salamu yetu wa watu wa Mutitu na rambirambi kwa familia ya Kitonga na Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais wa nchi ya Kenya William Samoei Ruto. Amesema mpokee rambirambi zake, na akasema atakuja kwa familia ile siku atakuja kujenga kanisa yetu ya AIC Ndoa. Thank you so much na Mungu awabariki.
Alama mwetele mwiyai makeo wavinyavo makambatanazwa tandio makase bamateo noa makatambuka mateo nyala alama mwetele mwiyai makeo wavinyawo makamba tanazwa tandio makase bamateo noa makatambuka mateo nyala asambu ndesia kwete la Kristo manyesya kwete la vevambu ndesia kwete la. Asante sana. The family of the late Senior Counsel Philip Zamba Kitonga, Your Grace, Bishop Joseph Mongela, Excellencies, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Senior Counsel, Excellency Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, waombolezaji wenzangu, amjambo. I will try to be very brief. My friend, my brother, Kalua, has given me permission to take at most 30 minutes. At most. It could be 5, it could be 2, it could be 3, at most 30 minutes. I promise you I'll not take 30 minutes. I will take very short time. I'll begin by saying that I was actually shocked to learn of the sudden death of Zamba. And when I got to know about it, I called my big brother, Mheshimiwa Mudosi. He confirmed to me that indeed we had lost Zamba. And after that, I think I led a delegation of senators to their Nairobi home to condole with the family. Tumekuja nyumbani kusema andumaitu mamutito, andumaitu makaunde ya Kitui, poleni sana, na Ngai aende na kutukia kisia. To the family of Zamba, at the fullness of his timing, God shall make everything beautiful for you. Poleni sana. 2 things. Isaac Aloa niko hapa na my seniors. My chief whip, the minority side, Senator Mutula Kalonzo Jr. I have senior counsel, Senator James Orengo, Senator for Siaya. And so I will share my time with them, because these are the people who will decide when I go back to the Senate if I'll sit in any committee or I will not. I will not commit political suicide here by denying them an opportunity to say something. So that when you go back there, I can use that opportunity to bargain for more committees. Before I invite them, I want to say nimetumwa salamu za kuomboleza na seneta wetu wa Machakos, Senator Mutinda Kabaka Boniface. He could not make it, but he was with us when we went to see the family in Nairobi. Senator Orengo will tell you, if you will, that myself, Senator Kabaka, and Senator Mutula, tunaitwa wakamba watatu. Because in the Senate, when we take decisions for our people in this region, we stand by that decision in the best interest of our people. The latest being the sharing of revenue to counties. Makueni and Kitui were supposed to cumulatively lose almost 1 billion Kenya shillings in the revenue share that was proposed by the commission. We stood firm, and out of that, Kitui, we have gained 1.5 billion Kenya shillings. Makueni, they have gained 700 million Kenya shillings. And Machakos has gained 1.4 billion Kenya shillings. Hiyo tumesema tunashukuru Mungu, and because our governors are here, my own governor, and I've said this many times, and I'm happy that my governor is here, now I can say it in our presence. When I brought 1.5 billion Kenya shillings to Kitui County, my governor congratulated me. In social media, in mainstream media, and she said, Senator, niwe kana yasa kuwete mbesa kaunti ya Kitui. Na mimi nikakubali. Madam Governor, I ask you by the mercies of God, in presence of these men and before God, that nikifuatilia pesa kujua zinatumika namna gani, go to the media and congratulate the Senator of Kitui County for doing a good job. Because that way, we will develop our county, we will get very far. Nimekubaliana na Mheshimiwa ambaye maneno ya KMTC, Zamba Kitonga Medical Training College, iletwe hapa Mutito. as the senator of Kitui County, I approve. Na kwa sababu governor amesema ataweka pesa, pia nitakuja kuangalia to make sure that the money that has been allocated by the county government of Kitui to the medical training college is used properly. Sababu hiyo ni ya muhimu pia. Secondly, and most importantly, saa hii kila mtu anaongea maneno ya BBI. Bible says in the book of Psalms 133, how beautiful and how pleasant it is when brethren walk in unity. How I wish that we can, all of us, come together and walk in unity in as far as the BBI conversation is concerned. Nataka kusema jambo moja muhimu hapa. Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, we've had 3 major conversations about BBI in Kitui. The first one was when the initial BBI team visited Kitui and met a section of leaders. I was not there. I don't know how, but I was not there. But leaders gave their views. The second one is when you brought reggae to Kitui. I was there. And in fact, I remember very well that day, the governor of Makueni is the one who read the resolutions of the people of Lower Eastern in as far as the BBI is concerned. The third conversation was when my party leader, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Senior Counsel, made a presentation at the validation stage to the Committee of Experts at KCC, leading a cross-section of leaders from this region. Baba, there is a thread that runs across those presentations. The people of Kitui, from Adi Ward in Kitui South, all the way to Usweni in Mwingi North, from Endau Malalani in this constituency, all the way to the Ananzau in Mwingi West. The county of Kitui, the landmass is 30,496 square kilometers, bigger than Rwanda. The people of Kitui in those presentations, they asked that they be given a second county called Mwingi County. Baba, I've been reading this document. I finished reading the document yesterday. I have not seen that provision in that document. Baba, I'll tell you the truth, before man and before God. In the absence of that provision, kutakuwa na shida. That we must say as it is. The last thing that I want to say, Baba, the last rally that you addressed in this constituency was in Zamba, where you and His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka led us during the campaigns. And we had a rally, a very good rally in Zamba, which is only 25 kilometers from here. After that rally, Baba, these people, they voted for you and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka almost to the man. Yani kura zilimwagika. I will tell you the reason. The reason is because you said that you will serve one term, and then in 2022, you will support Kalonzo Musyoka for the position of president of this republic. Father, I beseech you, Baba, that when you stand to speak, please confirm that position. Kwa sababu sisi, BBI or no BBI, we have a presidential candidate called Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That we have. I thank you, Baba, for listening to me. I thank you, my people, for listening to me. And I want to take this opportunity to invite my whip, the Senator of Makueni, Mutula Kalonzo Jr., who will speak to us. And then he will have the honor to invite Senior Counsel, our minority leader, Jim Orengo. Asanteni sana, and God bless you. Thank you.
Koba viuva. Muya ine museo. Mavinda onde. Nenani we onze. Mwaziada. Onde. Asante. To Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, Prime Minister Kalonzo Musyoka, governors present, my colleagues, mawakili, senior counsel, to the church, na kwa waumini. Kwanza nilete pole zangu to the family. And to Mom, listening to you give that narration reminded me of my late father. The idea of traveling by road all the way. In fact, wakati ndugu yake Mheshimiwa Mudhosi alizungumza tu, wakati tulienda kwake nyumbani, I made a conscious decision to drive here so that I could understand what exactly he was talking about. And it is extremely painful to imagine that you drove all the way to Machakos with the senior counsel in his vehicle, possibly in critical condition. It's a sad story. And I'm going to say something about that to my governors and to the state, because this is a serious issue. And when we speak about it, we don't speak until somebody dies. And it's unfortunate. To Evia, to Kavengi, I hope you turn into Vengi. And I still want to know how you name people, because Mwadhi is a man in Makueni. Vengi is a man in Makueni. Kavengi, to Mwadhi, to Mukami, we wish you well. We pray for you. It's a difficult time to lose a man like this. But we may say so many things about him, but it's only you who knows the pain that you're suffering. I'll just give one example of your late father. And my learned friend and senior, Fred Jambo, didn't mention. He forgot. When your father was at the Golden Bug inquiry, Senior Counsel Philip Morgo was the Director of Public Prosecutions. Senior Counsel Fred Ojiambo was representing Musalia Mudavadi. We call him Madividi. And it was hot. Bosire used to lose it, judge. And the only person who managed to make sure that we had a good session and Kamlesh Padney was not thrown under the bus too quickly was Nzamba Kitonga. And Fred Ojiambo can confirm. A man of wisdom. I'm happy today that I've seen at Sanga, Chesoni. I was told you left the country. I'm also glad that I saw my hero, one J.J. Masiga. Is he still here? Dr. Masiga, is he still here? Has left. The reason that a funeral like this brings too many of you and too many of us together. And to finish with this statement. And I was hoping that my two bosses would be here. Kenyans are suffering because of poor medical care. A senior counsel could drive all the way to Machakos and be pronounced dead while he would have received medical care anywhere on the road. Jameni, tumeanguka as a country. Same thing happened to Ken Walibora. It's sad that you couldn't even put a gentleman like this in an ambulance. It feels very sad that in 2020, somebody can drive 170 kilometers to get oxygen. It's sad. So while Senator Wambua is right, kwamba tumejaribu sana, tunameng'ang'ana ili counties zipatiwe pesa. Tunauliza magavana wetu. Na ni magavana wako hapa. Malombe is here, Governor Kibwana is here, Governor Charity Ngilu is here. All these people all the way to the back, wanaotegemea nyinyi, make sure that we have good medical care. So that kama mtu anapata ajali ama mtu anakuwa mgonjwa, asiende Nairobi. Because they have been unwell. Last, nitasema hivi. This gentleman lying here, together with my late father, walifanya juu chini tupate katiba mpya. Nimekuwa. Nzamba, Mutula, madhuko matu kwate katiba. Nimweze kitumi. Nimesi onatoka sio sumbe, tuyasia mbesa ila sio ka account. Nimekuelewa. Toka sio sumbe tuyasia chao. Punde nebe mbesa. Na tuilea. Nondo tualea mbesa isu sithi ule kanando nesi. Mame beta mbesa ta karanga. Meki yao mobuko makaya. Tatuta ukitia wiathi. We will support the constitution that says counties will receive extra resources. Because hiyo ni right ya hao wananchi. And because ninajua maneno mengine ambayo siwezi kusema hapa. I am aware that the party leaders wamekubali watu wakae chini kuangalia kama kuna mahali tunaweza kunyorosha. Kama panaweza nyorosha hapa nyorosha. But let's not make this look like tukikataa kufanya hii the world will end. There will be another president and another one and another one. This country will go on. But to the family, where is Evia? Is he still here? Oh, he's gone. Oh, you are still here. When my father died, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo and Mheshimiwa Raila held my hand. I left my law firm, where I was making a lot of money, and said these words: "The king is dead, long live the king." I say those words to you, and I hope they can hold your hand, because you have got a legacy. The reason you see me speaking the way I do is because I have a legacy. The reason I'm going to fight for reform in Kenya is because my late father never got the opportunity to see the work that he did as Justice Minister. So we are counting on you and your sisters, the one who is the economist, maybe afungue benki, but you, as a legal profession and as a senior counsel, to do what he is to do. Be a good gentleman and become a good lawyer, possibly a good judge. Like you have seen Justice Kasango here, who was also my teacher. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki. Ngeye mwadhime na imweka nesa no tuuka, tuinamba kuka. Nimwega, tuukete, tumugulie kanaye mulea chao, best. Thank you, Isaac Kalua Mwana, for managing this very well. We always count on you. There's one gentleman who I used to watch when I was 18 years old. Now he watches me as I speak. His name is Senator James Agri Orengo. His famous words are, "We are the people." Usiseme hivyo. Karibu.
to the family of Senior Counsel Zamba Kitonga, the clergy, your excellencies, and the fellow mourners. I was asking myself that since I entered and became part of this congregation, 90% of the speeches have been made in English. And I was wondering why. Because I always believe that people in Siaya are the ones who love the English language. Except for Kikamba kidogo nimesikia, na unajua mimi nilikuwa wakili wakati nilikuwa wakili, nilikuwa na ofisi hapa Kitui, Machakos, hata mambo ya Kidhitu najua sana. And the first barrister in the Republic of Kenya was Arguins Kodek from Siaya. So I thought there's a very good reason why we people in Siaya love speaking English. But then when I came here, I realized that when you begin comparing Siaya and Kitui, beginning from His Excellency the Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka. Yes, there was a Vice President in Siaya. Kitui has produced also a Vice President. In Siaya, we only produced one Chief Justice. Kitui has had 2 Chief Justices. So I was beginning to feel that we are losing the battle. Then when I look at the lawyers generally, many, many great lawyers come from this county called Kitui. Many, many. And having practiced law in the courts around Kitui, there are many great lawyers that come from this county. And in the greater Ukambani, there was a time when in the Senate we were 3 senior counsel, beginning with the Attorney General Emeritus, Amos Wako. The only other senior counsel in the Senate, in fact in the entire parliament, was the late senior counsel Mutula Kalonzo, whose son, and I must say, if Kenyans can produce people like Mutula Kalonzo Jr., we'll be having a greater nation. And I'm saying that without a fear of contradiction. Mutula Kalonzo Sr., if you sat with him where something was being negotiated, irrespective of who was there, and I think Madam Charity knows, you will not fail to get what you want. You will not fail what you want. Na hata mimi nikitaka kitu ifanyike kule kwa Senate, I just need to invite Mutula Kalonzo Jr. Mimi kazi yangu ndio kupiga kelele kidogo ndio. And I'm saying this because of this great man we are sending off today, Zamba Kitonga. He was a gentle giant. He knew how to make things happen. I remember when the members of parliament in Avasha tried to change various provisions in the Constitution. It is Zamba Kitonga and his group of experts that made sure that we had the Constitution 2010 that we have today. So I am truly, truly grateful for the life of this great Kenyan giant, great Kenyan hero. And I'm hoping that as we think of naming Zamba Kitonga, a college, a medical college here, this is a Kenyan giant. You need to name something in Nairobi about Nzamba Kitonga. Don't become too cumbersome. Zamba belongs to the world and it belongs to Kenya. So I'm hoping when the Vice President and the Prime Minister, together with their brother Uhuru Kenyatta, sit down and tayari wameonyesha dalili, because we are having a state funeral for Zamba Kitonga. They will try and look for something in the nation, the capital, as the father of the Kenyan Constitution 2010, in the name of this great son of Kitui, Zamba Kitonga. Now, my final, I like speaking openly. Unajua saa zingine watu wanaweza kuongea na ni sasa watu wanalia. You belong to this country called Kenya. You have a right to demand for your rights in this republic called Kenya. And you should not wait for somebody to give you what belongs to you as a Kenyan citizen. Because I am seeing an attitude in this country where people are full of lamentation. One of the greatest senators we have in the Senate is Senator Wambua, very, very aggressive. But I want him not to lament. I want him to do something as a senator together to make Kenya a better nation. If we just leave it to one or two or three people, Kenya will not be what we want Kenya to be. And I know Mama Charity, on the question of the women, and Mutula Kalonzo did not tell you, is in the middle of this exercise. And I think women will not be left behind. I do not think that where Kalonzo, Raila, and Uhuru are, that Kenyan women will be left behind. And I asked Mutula, look at the detail. The devil is in the details. And this BBI is putting emphasis of what you can not only do for your country, but what your country can do for you in return. There is a proposed amendment to Article 1111A, which talks about shared prosperity. And because of that shared prosperity, they're saying the money, a big chunk of the money, not the one going to the counties, but national revenue should go to the ward so that people begin to feel that they are Kenyans, not at the county level, but at the ward. And I think this is a great idea, because if the money comes to the county and does not go to the wards, some wards can become discriminated. And this is now talking about shared prosperity. And when we say more than 30% of the national revenue comes to the counties, I think that is a good idea. Only that there should be some form of accountability so that we do not waste the Kenyan resources, so that it serves the people. 30% is not for employing people, but to ensure that resources are used to serve the Kenyan people. Lastly, what will happen in 2022? What will happen in 2022 depends on what we are doing now. If we do it correctly, 2022 is going to be a great nation. You know, Trump is crying now because he didn't know where the votes were. He suddenly discovered, you know, there was a young people in America. There were what are called the suburbs. And in a rush, he said people must vote in a certain way. But the other people who knew where the votes are, they made a critical decision. And that's why now Trump is crying and some people are smiling. I know in 2022, if we correct the mistakes now, I am sure Kalonzo will smile. I'm sure Raila will smile. I'm sure Mutula will smile, because we'll be building a better and greater Kenya for all of us. For all of us. And I am happy that in this work, even the BBI process, Vice President Kalonzo has been in the middle of it. I remember when we were in Kitui here, for the burial of the father of His Excellency, the Vice President, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. You announced publicly that you are going to work with Uhuru Kenyatta. And I think this trio of Raila Amolo Odinga, Stephen Kalonzo, and Uhuru Kenyatta will ensure that Kenya is a greater nation than what it was in the past. But let us not be skeptics. Let us not be cynics. When Galileo said that the earth moves around the sun, he was tried and punished through an inquisition. So sometimes don't sit on the sidelines when people are making Kenya what it should be. And me, from where I sit, I know that Kalonzo is there in the middle, Raila is there in the middle, and my brother Mutula Kilonzo, you know where we are? In the middle, Mali chakula inapikwa. Me with this young man, we are there. Just like other Kenyans are there. But if you're a skeptic or a cynic, it is very difficult to work with a cynic or a skeptic. You are like a doubting Thomas. That even when the Lord returns, you know, you're my Lord the Bishop. I almost became a pastor. In fact, I think I should have gone that way instead of becoming a politician. I would have been an archbishop now. But now I'm a bishop of politics. I can tell you that together we are going to make this Kenya a greater nation. May the Lord rest Zamba, Kitonga in eternal peace. Asanteni sana.
Oh, you left your glasses. I see a little minus, huh? It's very serious. Thank you very much. Karo Mbuvi Kitonga. My young sister, very young sister, who has been left by her husband. James Via, Mary Mwanthi, Kavengi and Eve. Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo
Kama vile Senator Mutula alisema, hizo, na I'm very happy to hear the mood now is tuketi pamoja tuangalie ni nini pale tunaweza rekebisha ili we go and have a non-contested referendum na document ambayo tumekubaliana. Na kwa hayo, mbitikiliai, I'll say this in Kikamba. Namu ya Zamba ndiya mweta senior ganzo, da mbita doctor, da mbita governor, na mwita wasa, na kwa huu, nununga iniwe utunengai andu, na chosa, na nusuani kosa wasa wakwa, na nini isini wasa wandu engiva no, wasa thumua, baka ila tukona na ingi. Thank you very much. Na nimo veanu ndo wanzocha. Thank you.
Asante sana Isaac Green, unafanya mambo ya environment sana. Mama Caro na familia yako, Bishop wetu, Bishop Mongela na clergy kwa ujumla, baba, party leader wangu, Mama Rainbow, governor wa Kitui, Monica Juma, yule ndio kutoka area hii mkubwa zaidi katika serikali kama minister, MP wetu Nimrod, sisi wote viongozi wale wamehudhuria kuja kumsindikiza Nzamba Kitonga, na wakili ni wengi, mwea ini museo na mobinda onde. Mama Ngilu amesema nizungumze maneno machache, na sitazungumza zaidi ya jinsi yeye amezungumza, nitazungumza maneno machache. Niseme mwanzo pole mama, kwa sababu jinsi nafikiri Ngilu ndio amesema, hata wakati wa mwisho bwana wako alifariki katika mikono yako, and that image is a very difficult image. It is an image which follows somebody throughout their life. And you have in the family a psychologist, and all of you will require to be assisted so that mambo yanakuwa rahisi kidogo, even with the clergy. I lost my father in 2013, and up to today, I am still missing him and losing him. So when a man is a good man, or even a woman is a good woman, it's harder to bear the loss. So we really say pole, and we wish you all the very best as you continue to mourn him, to miss him, because he was very dear to you, because he was dear to others who are not intimate, who are not relatives. I met Nzamba at the University of Nairobi. First of all, we were students together with Kalonzo and others. I was ahead of both of them, and indeed, I was a teacher later before they finished school. And before Zamba finished school, Orengo was our senior. So a lot of these people here who are lawyers, we know each other. We have worked together very well. And when I met Zamba as a student, it has been written in the program, actually, he was kind of not very present in terms of saying, I come from a big family. He didn't do that. And it was quite a while when we knew whose father Zamba was. Many people, when they are from big families, they have bigness in their heads. But Zamba was not one of those. There's something that I shared with Nzamba. Nzamba stammers, and I used to stammer. When I used to teach, I used to stammer, and one of the reasons why I used to stammer, I don't know the reason Zamba used to stammer, was during those days, the government was everywhere, the days before Katiba. And as you taught, you knew there was special branch in the class. So you chose your words. You first of all spoke in your mind before you spoke through your mouth. And that would make me be very choosy what I said, and I developed a stammering habit. And I'm happy that is not the case. There was another time the Law Society had a problem, and Zamba asked me to go and I was Dean of the Faculty of Law, to be a mediator. And I went. It was not an easy job, but we agreed. This was before he became chair of the Law Society. And later, they discovered that I did not have a practicing certificate when I went to be an arbiter. And Bishop, hiyo nina confess hapa leo kwa madhabahu. But we did the job, and that's why we are asking, even the small problem that is in the Law Society, now, please, my President Nelson Avi, let's solve it. It's a small problem, and we respect Avi a lot. Family, I'm happy you called COE to come and make a little speech. Because actually, for those of us who have intimately read those drafts, apart from the Boma's draft, where Honorable Raila was a principal architect, it was Zamba's draft, which brought all the previous drafts, the Ash Guy draft, the Wako Kilifi draft. He brought all of them together and developed consensus with the Asoni and the others. And truly, for those of us who read constitutions, still, that was the most true of all of them. I think there were 5 or something. But at Naivasha, you know, there were changes. So when we honor him because he was able to bring that consensus to our country. And indeed, even today, as we are looking for a further constitution, if we were to go back to what Zamba and others did, then we would be able to really help our country. I don't think any sane Kenyan can say that we shouldn't change our constitution for the better. We shouldn't change our country for the better. And there are many voices that are saying, let us discuss, let us be together, let us form a durable consensus. That's what people are saying. Nobody we would like to promote or associate with any Kenyan leader who says that we shouldn't renew ourselves. Hiyo haitakuwa ni nzuri. Honorable Raila, when I was a young person, you helped us, you led us, you taught us that constitutions are made by all the people. It is a people-driven process. And we believed in you. And that's why I respect you up to today, because I know that you have the best of wishes for your country, for our country. We ask you with our president to continue that journey. Let this exercise of constitution making be an exercise of all of us, so that our consensus, what the women are saying, what whoever is saying, let us be included. And even if, and I don't carry brief for him, even if your brother, Ruto, does not want to come to the fold, go seek him. If he's prodigal, go seek him and tell him that Kenyans want a constitution which is negotiated, which will help all of us. There is no reason he should say no to that. And if he says no to that, all of us Kenyans, we will say that's not a good thing for him to do. But as I listened a bit, like I listened to Orengo a bit and I'm finishing. Orengo, we were in tear gas together. But today, when he repeats history, he talks about the new history. He does not talk about the old history of the people who are there when it was dangerous, when there was detention, when there was death. We were there because we believed in our country. and we continue to believe in our country. I plead with you, Raila, Mzee, Baba. I plead with you, Stephen, and my president, whom we respect, and we honor him for honoring Zamba. We plead with you, kusanya hawa watu wote, sisi wote. Mama anasema mama kuingia vizuri, mwingine anasema nini. We need like a corruption and corruption commission within the constitution. We need land questions to be in the constitution so that the difficult things are also dealt in the constitution, not just things about, the executive and so on and so forth. I hope I have not said things that I shouldn't say, but Raila, honorable, I know you have led us a lot to the Canaan. And please, one of your historic duties will be to help us to get there. And that's really critical. And when you get there, I will be your Joshua. So mama pole na watoto, na Mungu atakuwa na nyinyi, na tunafurahi charity, tunafurahi kwa sababu kutualika, na tunasema kwa president, thank you very much. And finally, Archbishop, when you are being a bishop, when you are being consecrated, you told us one important thing. You said you would like to be a bishop who is with his sheep so that he smells like sheep. We are asking Honorable Raila, Kalonzo, Uhuru, please be with Kenyans so that you can smell like Wanjiku.
Bwana asifiwe. We are headed to the final stage of our celebration of life. And I'm requested by the family to mention a few people who are amongst us and some of whom may have sent their condolences. I'm requested to mention to you that we have with us George Kegoro, who is the former Executive Director of Human Rights. It would have been the wish of the family to allow you to speak, but because of time, we may not be able to do that. Please appreciate him. I'm also requested to mention the presence or message of Honorable Ambassador Kiema Kalonzo. We will not allow you to speak if he is here, but please appreciate his presence and message. Justice Munyidhia of Kituo cha Sheria is also with us, and also the chair of the Circle of Law Society of Kenya. Kindly appreciate him. A lot has been said. A lot has been said. And I now request the three very important persons in this meeting to forget what have been said and bounce back to what you came to do today, to reiterate Kenya's position and love for the people of Mutitu, hence the position of a state function that we have today, to comfort the people of Mutitu and the family, and also to give your advice to the Kenyans here. One of the greatest things that we are looking up to, Your Excellencies, is a show of unity that has been said here. A lot of us, a lot of people here, sometimes they wonder, Kalonzo kweli anafanya kazi na Raila? Na Raila anafanya kazi na Kalonzo? It is your show that is definitely going to be presented here. And therefore, I'm going to give you a duty with a lot of humility, just because of the position that I've been allowed to take today. And therefore, call upon the Honorable Dr. Vice President, former Vice President, Senior Counsel, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, to come and pass a message, show a unity purpose and sign to the people of Kitui as you invite the Right Honorable to speak to us. And thereafter, I will request very humbly that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga will invite the person delivering the message of the president to the nation. With a lot of humility, appreciate Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Wow, the whole nation is here. What an honor. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Well, before I make a few remarks, allow me to announce the condolences of a few people whom I know if I don't mention, they will be very unhappy. Because everybody wanted to be here today because of who Nzamba Kitonga was to them. Senator Moses Wetangula was with Junior in Malindi. I think that's where you left him. He called to say that we pass his condolences to the family. Chief Administrative Secretary Wavinya was even mentioned that she was supposed to be around. She also sent her condolences. I'm happy that Kalua has repeated the condolences of Ambassador Kiema Kalonzo. He's not here. He said he's actually preparing for the Kenyan Day in Kampala for the 12th of December, but he was close to this family. And Mheshimiwa Makali Molu is attending another funeral in his constituency. He would have loved to be here. Mheshimiwa Rose Museo has sent a message, very special message, to say our late father was a chief in Mombasa, and so was Chief James Kitonga Modhanja. They grew up together with Zamba, so she misses him. Very quickly, I want to pay my tribute to our late brother, Zamba. Zamba Kitonga, if we lived during the days of Apostle Paul, would have said there was many things to many people. But one thing Zamba was to Kenyans, was a hero. That's why I keep on telling this community, our visitors to Kitui County, it's very good to give our children good names. Chief James Kitonga, Mwende Kevuma, was the patriarch. Therefore, Ba Kitonga, Chief Kitonga, tunasema poleni sana. He named his son Zamba. Now people may think Zamba means just a cockerel, but Zamba is a hero. And as in brother lived true to that name. So you give your children good names, they will leave them. And it's like just the father was prophetic. My brother here, Professor Kibwana, wants to be a prophet. When he thinks Baba goes to Canaan, he becomes a Joshua. I'm quite sure he was joking about that. But we all try to be prophets. Some false prophets, some good prophets, some not so much of prophets. But Evia means a stone. This family has some value basis. Evia, mwana Nzamba, wa Chief Kitonga. You look like a stone, and we come to bless you here, together with your siblings. Even as you help Mama Caro to look after the family. Mudhusi actually is a warrior. And wala maenda akudhusa. Mudhusi wa Chief Kitonga. Wonderful names. And this is why the whole nation is gathered today to pay tribute to one of us who has distinguished himself in the practice of the law and in trying to bring not just this country together, but the entire African continent. When Judge Katsango, I think it was, talked about Zamba's role as president of Comesa Court, I wonder whether people Mutitu Ndoa know what that means. I met our brother Nzamba in Lusaka when he was performing that role of president of the Court of Justice of Comesa Court. Comesa brings together countries of Africa because it stands for Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. From Egypt to Sudan, where now the seat of the Comesa headquarters is, the seat of the court, through all of us in East Africa, what used to be SADC countries, on Zambia, Malawi, all the way to South Africa, bring together Angola and the DRC. This was the reach of our brother. I think we need to give God glory for having given us Zamba Kitonga. I suggest we give him a big, big clap. And on that note, Governor Charity, I forgot to ask you to please, for the next few minutes, 1 minute exactly, even as we prepare to welcome our brother Raila, remember that we have also lost Mzee wa nyumbani, Mzee Kyale Mwendwa, the first director of education in this country. Kyale Mwendwa signed so many certificates. I'm quite sure Kibwana and others had their certificates, definitely Dr. Malombe and the rest of you, signed by the director of education, Kyale Mwendwa. He has gone, he has rested, he has been ailing. I want to suggest that we stand for just less than a minute to remember Mzee Kyale Mwendwa. May the Lord rest his soul in peace. Mheshimiwa Nimrod atwaite mwetu wa mwandiko wa mbuti. Anaona nwende na usubi yake litu. But you've spoken the wishes of your people. I would want to spend some quality time with you after all this. And I'm talking to you like an elder, so that we can all go in one direction. And of course, I speak the same about Muluvi and the rest of you, putting our thoughts together. Therefore, I agree with you that if the First Lady Margaret Kenyatta came here and pronounced Mutitu North sub-district, sub-county, it's only proper, and we have agreed with my friend Raila. From here, we'll talk both to Matiang'i and to PS Kibicho to operationalize this district. This is the simplest thing we can do as we remember our late brother Zamba. It's so simple. And therefore, Mheshimiwa nakushukuru for having raised that matter. It shall be done. Because why else would we want to honor our friend other than do things that are practical? Yeah, Professor Kaloki, I'm quite sure Charity will talk to him and others, all the friends, to give that Zamba Kitonga Medical Training College, Ndoa. This place, my brother Raila, should not look this way. Today we have given it color because of our brother. But after we leave this place, Mutito should be one of the major growth centers in this county. And therefore, we're going to encourage it. I said I'll talk to Mheshimiwa Nimrod, because if I heard him correctly, it was like he was saying, we should not exploit coal mining in the Moi, what I even call special economic zone. If I heard you correctly, because I want to talk to you about that and convince you that the great industrial nations of the world, including the United States of America, did not develop their steel industry without coal. What are their special ways of making sure that as to exploit this God-given natural resource, it is also not harmful to the environment. It is possible, it can be done. And I want to tell you that I know that a South African consortium moved very fast with AB because there was confusion in Mwingi, block B and C or something. I don't know which is B, which is C. Is this one A and B? And they were ready. If we are going to develop and kick out poverty out of this part of the country, we need to exploit our natural resources to the benefit of this country. I see my brother Raila and Charity clapping. This is important. The Moi Coal Basin, a big joke with a Chinese company that was launched in Mwingi. I remember CS Chirchir, I remember others, Najib was there, and they have gone to sleep. Therefore, we're going to continue with that conversation, and I'm quite sure we're going to convince ourselves. I would want to see a situation where you have a special economic zone in this county that is going to create wealth for people of Mutito Andoa, Zombe, Mwingi, Andwama Otewonde, Batenangwe. That was my point. And I'm quite sure I'll try to convince you. That is also your right. That's also your right. I told you. So now, on to the other issues. The conversation about the reality of where we are now as a country is very important. Absolutely important. And I think that if we can put our heads together, I was the first one to say, let us at Bomas, let us try to have a non-contested referendum. A constitution, and a lot of us are constitutional lawyers, is never a static document. Never a static document. It must respond to the aspirations of its people. And therefore, this journey continues. This journey must continue, and I'm quite sure we are going to find common ground. I just want, therefore, to suggest that as we remember our brother Zamba and give him a heroic send-off. It has been said, and I don't want to repeat what Kibwana said, that when we went to Naivasha, we went with the bombers draft. And that is what I can tell you as NASA we were actually preaching. And now we have an opportunity to go back and get that document, work on it, make sure the women folk in this country are never left behind. We should never leave any Kenyan behind, because this is a document that is going to guarantee our shared prosperity, as Senior Counsel James Orengo said. And therefore, it's a very important document. I want to commend it to us to read it. And if you see any mischief, point it out. And I see no mischief. If it is that people in certain parts of the country want to be included, we must listen to them, take note of their concerns, and move forward. I know that when Wiper appeared before the Yusuf Haji Committee, we argued for additional 3 counties of Nyambene, Mwingi, and even Gucha. But I can tell you that that will come, even if it doesn't come now, because we are growing. The first point, I think, of call is Governor Ngilu, and I want to congratulate you because I know you're working with the World Bank to make Mwingi a municipality. Let us have the mayor of Mwingi for a start, and then develop that infrastructure around that subject. Therefore, fellow mourners, let us not grow weary. Neither should we slumber in making sure that this nation grows together as one united nation. 42, 43 nationalities living together as Kenyans. Therefore, you must, Jim, you must not take it against your brother, Senator Wambua Kiyo, if he sounds cynical about life. Our brother here was truly an example of a calm mind. I remember running into Zamba Kitonga on Mamangina Street in Nairobi because he had applied to become Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. And he took me aside, he said, don't even bother my brother because I know this one is going to the Kishis. That's what he told me. He had done his due diligence because we must also build consensus. The reason was simple. This county, ladies and gentlemen, has been endowed, and we thank God for it, given some of the best legal minds in the country. The first Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya was from this county. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Memo ndo taiwa kitele wa mwendwa. And then, Chief Justice William Mutunga. So because of the concept of inclusion, our brother Judge Nzamba Kitonga was very qualified for that position. Was able to say, I understand. So don't even lobby, because sometimes you lobby for these positions. And so, we are here to encourage you. And umaituma mutito. Lelu tosu. Usiwe weto. And it's so painful. And I can see why Carol broke down. Because has she known that in Kitui, there's a level 4 hospital with an ICU capability, she would not have miscalculated and take her husband all the way to Machakos. So we understand. But we are here to tell you, take it, our sister, take it. You are exercising your best mind at that particular time. Indeed, I never believed it until I spoke to Mulusi that evening. 3 o'clock in the morning, I called Mulusi and he confirmed this news. So we move together as a united people. We must never relent. We were also arguing on a light note with my brother Raila as I tried to invite him, that this thing, obsession about former vice president, former prime minister, Julius Malombe even went a step lower, former deputy prime minister. Well, as we sit here, I believe the 46th president of the United States of America is going to be a former vice president, Joe Biden. Now, so please set off for saying vice president, prime minister, because you never know. And I'm quite sure Joe Biden at 77 is younger than Kalonzo Musyoka. So we are moving in that direction in a very purposeful manner, without any fear, without any contradiction, and God being on our side, all things are possible. May the good Lord rest our brother, Senior Counsel Zamba Kitonga, in everlasting life. Amen. Our brother Raila, the last time we came to Mwitika, you were told, no, Mwitika Zombe. And these people did a great job. It's not our time to thank them, but I'm quite sure they feel already. With your presence here today and the great work we are doing, we have work to do for this great nation. Karibu sana.
Haya. The family of our friend, our brother, Zamba Kitonga, the clergy, viongozi wote ambao wamefika hapa, Akamba Mwasio, Mwasio Inge, we have come to pay tribute to a great Kenyan, a great lawyer, and a great Pan-Africanist, Zamba Kitonga. This congregation itself makes a very strong statement that we have come here to pay tribute to this great man. Zamba, as has been said already by those who have spoken before me, was somebody who was very humble, simple, intelligent, but also very considerate. I got to know Zamba through our late friend, Kauma Musili, who was also a lawyer with whom we were in the trenches in those days. And from then onwards, we became very close friends. We kept on consulting over several issues. But before I continue, I am bringing condolences from one of the great sons of this county, who is also a lawyer, who was not able to come here. He has told me that his mother has roots in this family, Professor Makao Mutua, from the United States of America. Now, Zamba used to be one of our advisors. In those days when we were doing the second liberation, when we were being arrested, hovyo, Zamba was always with us, and James Orengo, and the late Kauma Musidi. So he has been said there, Zamba was also a good conciliator. We were with him at Bomas of Kenya during the negotiations. And some of you remember, in Bomas of Kenya, after more than 1 year of deliberating about the Constitution, when we were in the process of finalizing the Constitution, a team walked out on us and left us there. And then those delegates who remained then had to rush to complete the document and then have it ready to be presented to Parliament. But then they went to court and blocked that constitution from being taken to Parliament. Then we ended up with the Kilifi draft. The rest is history. After that, then we had the crisis of 2007, 2008. So after the international mediation, it was agreed that one of the agendas under the Kofi Annan was the issue of a new constitution. So the decision was now taken to do a compromise. And you needed now to do a reconciliation. You needed a mediator. And that's how Zamba found himself heading the team of the committee of experts. And you see Sango Chisoni there has spoken so passionately about Zamba. And we know what Zamba was able to do at that time. Some may not remember why we disagreed at Bomas. The contentious clauses to the Constitution at that time. One was the structure of the executive. Two was devolution. And three, the legislature. These are now the issues which needed to be, we needed to reconcile over. They had a very powerful team at Bomas which was against devolution. They did not want to hear anything about devolution. Some will remember at Bomas we appointed the late Odhiambo Mbai as the chairman of the devolution committee. Odhiambo Mbai was shot in cold blood in his residence in front of his children, killed. And the killers of Odhiambo Mbai are still walking scot-free in this country today. So we know where we come from and we know where we want to go in this country. The Naivasha Accord was a firefighting document to try to bring the two sides closer together. It was not a complete project. Constitutional making is a continuous process. It cannot remain static. That's why even in the United States you've got First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and so on and so forth. There's so many of those amendments. And that's where we are here today. So we pay tribute to our brother who's fallen. But then the biggest tribute that can be paid to him to ensure that the work that was started, the BBI, is completed. Zamba himself believed very strongly in the BBI. I remember sometimes last year after we came from Kitui, because we brought reggae to Kitui. And when we came from Kitui, Zamba called me about the story I told at Kitui about the two rivers, and I compared it to the rivers of Babylon, where some people said,
And the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Hey, hey, we. So that's how I amused Zamba. And to talk to me about it, I said, the Cumberland is straddled by two of the biggest rivers, the Athi and Tana. And they're all flowing across the Cumberland to Indian Ocean, taking water to Indian Ocean, which does not need water. Yet Cumberland is dry. People are walking many kilometers to go and look for water. This is something that is solvable and it can be resolved, so that our women do not have to be carrying water so many kilometers to look. Animals get emaciated in the periods of drought. Some of them die. This is an issue that can be resolved. So there are a number of issues that we want to deal with going forward. I just want to plead my brother here. We are talking about creating another county. When we were at Bomas, we had 14 regions headed by governors. At Naivasha, they brought 47 counties. You have got 47 governors, only 5 less than the United States of America. Yet we are smaller than Texas. So you see, we go to a conference, Governor Kibwana is going there to sit with the governor from Texas. South Africa, bigger than Kenya, has only got 10 provinces. In Nigeria, 200 million people, 35 states. So we need to really look at this, what we have done. Is it working for our country? Let us sit together and reason. The reason why it was done this way was because at Naivasha, was because those who do not want devolution wanted them to be so small so that they can be controlled from Nairobi. And a time is going to come, maybe not now, because opportunists are going to use that to bring this down. That's why it's not being addressed. But a time will come when Kenyans have to look each other in the eye and address this issue properly. So we, as we're going on here, many of these issues will be addressed. They are going to be addressed because we want to have harmony, we want to get everybody on board. My brother Kibwana, you will remember in the last time when we were talking, trying to create consensus, there was a group which came out and said, this constitution is allowing abortion, this constitution is allowing gay marriages, this constitution is introducing Catholic court, which is against Christianity. We tried to reach consensus, we did not. Then there are those who then said, this constitution, 80% is good, 20% is bad. Let us first correct it before we pass it. Some of us said, no, let us pass it, then we'll see, as we implement it, to see which one is not working, which is working, so that we review it. And then now the time has come. But when we're saying we want to review it, they're saying you're wasting time. You're bloating the government. I don't know what. Let us talk about mtu mdogo kwanza. Mtu mdogo you address, that's fine. But there's very fundamental issues that we need to be looked at and which are being contained in this particular document. The same people are now telling us that, oh, there's nothing wrong with this current constitution. Let us just deal with the issues of poverty, issues of Juakali, issues of Mama Mboga, issues of wheelbarrow, and so on and so forth. Those wheelbarrows we look at. But wheelbarrows cannot solve our problem as a country. The issues are much more fundamental than just giving youth the wheelbarrows. So we will move on. You remember, we campaigned here.
And we told the people here that we want to move our country, take our people to Canaan. That Canaan is in our constitution. That Canaan is also in our national anthem. God bless this land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. May it dwell in unity, peace, and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. A country in the Bible where the plenty is found is Canaan. But that plenty was not going to drop like manna from heaven. It has to come, be created through the sweat and toil of the people of Kenya. So you must create an enabling environment where the people of Kenya can create that wealth. Then we can realize the dreams of the founding fathers of our nation. That is what the founding fathers wanted. And that's why I said, yes, that was a senator who told me, we were with Kalonzo. We said we were taking the people to Canaan. I was Joshua, Kalonzo was the Caleb. When we reached we left, we crossed the Red Sea, we toiled around the deserts of Sinai, and we are now on the banks of River Jordan. Then we found crocodiles. Tukakuta mamba. Kauliza Kalonzo tufanye namna gani? Tukahangaika sana, tukarudi milima mingine inaitwa Uhuru Park. Baadaye tukakuta kama Uhuru vile vile anahangaika pande ile. Hata yeye vile vile anataka kuvuka na watu yake kuingia Canaan. Tukaongea tukasema basi tujenge madaraja. Ndio tuvuke naye mto Jordan tuingie wapi? Sababu inaitwa Building Bridges Initiative. So we're building bridges to get our people to Canaan. It's fine. Nobody is talking about 2022. You're saying Raila alisema nitafanya miaka mitano alafu nitawachia Kalonzo. Nimefanya miaka mitano. Hiyo ni sari yangu kati mimi na Kalonzo. Sivyo? Ama sivyo? Natakaje? Sisi tumesema Raila does not have to be a president of the country. So long as you can deliver our people to where we want to go. Even Kalonzo. What we are trying to do is much more fundamental. It's much more important than becoming a prime minister, a president, a deputy prime minister, or whatever it is. Kenya is bigger than all of us. That's why we are prepared to make the compromises so that we can advance forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. We are still advancing. That's how it is. So what is at stake here is much, much more important than just what Raila is going to be, what Kalonzo is going to be, what Uhuru is going to be. Let us put those things aside and look at the greater good for our people. I agree with Professor, inclusivity. Okay? And you mentioned the deputy president. I am not the president. He's his boss. Ask Uhuru to talk to him. They're in the cabinet all the times. Okay? So if Uhuru wants to talk to him and doesn't agree, si shauri yao. Mimi naingia namna gani? Ikiwa kama bwana na bibi hawezi kuishi pamoja, shauri gani? Waislamu husema tuoane kwa furaha, tuachane kwa furaha. Ikiwa kama ni talaka mara 3, sio? Madam Monica Juma, tafadhali come so that you can read the speech, the statement of the president. But I bring to you the president, the greetings from the president. He called me this morning in Rome to say that I bring his greetings to the people of Kitui. Umepokea? Karibu, karibu.
the family of Nzamba Kitonga, Caro, the children, and the wider family, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, governors here present, particularly the host governor, all elected leaders, members of the legal fraternity led by the senior councils here present, all people who Nzamba touched, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I thank your grace for the befitting last rite for this Kenyan titan and patriot. As the Right Honorable has said, I stand here to deliver a special message from His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is on a state visit to the Vatican today and unable to be here with us. But before I do so, I wish to convey on my own behalf, on that of my family and friends, my deepest condolences for this great loss to this family. I also bring with me condolences from the head of the public service, Dr. Joseph Kinyua, who indicated to me that I needed to send this message because he knew Nzamba very well. I also bring with me condolences message from Ambassador Lucas Tumbo and Major General Ngewa Mukala, all of whom would not have been here. I have also received many messages to deliver today from across the world. I also need to inform you that I'm here with a number of senior officers from the executive, and I'll just wish for them to stand up so that they can be seen. The PS Transport, Solomon Kitungu, RC Nairobi, is RC Nairobi here? I know he was here, Kianda. The CC Kitui is here and he has been doing a great job to make sure this happens, as well as the DCC, Mutito North. Thank you very much. When this tragedy struck, His Excellency the President directed that government ensures we give the senior council a send-off that is befitting of his contribution to this country. I was then appointed to ensure that this happened. And I want to indicate, as all have said, that with the senior council lying here, this country is one patriot less. It is now my duty and my humble duty to deliver to this congregation the message of His Excellency the President to the family and friends. Message of condolences to the family, relative, and friends of the late senior counsel Philip Nzamba Kitonga. It is with grief and a deep sense of loss that I send you this message of condolences and encouragement following the death of senior counsel Philip Nzamba Kitonga. The death of senior counsel Nzamba Kitonga has robbed us of a renowned lawyer, a gifted leader, a mentor, and you will all agree with me, one of Kenya's greatest constitutional experts. The late senior counsel Nzamba Kitonga was a humble gentleman, yet firm in his leadership. To everyone who knew him and had the opportunity to work with him, the late senior counsel Nzamba Kitonga was a respected man of enormous influence and outstanding ability. He was always eager to learn new things and used his knowledge to improve the society. His brilliance raised him from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of legal distinction, where he earned respect among his peers, both local and international. And his accomplishments are a clear demonstration, especially to the youth, that focus, diligence, and determination pays. As a polished constitutional lawyer, Nzamba Kitonga was a trailblazer whose glowing achievements in the legal profession will remain an inspiration to many. We will particularly remember him for the noble role he played in midwifing the 2010 Constitution. As the chairman of the Committee of Experts on Constitutional Review, he steered the process with passion, focus, and integrity. It is extremely sad that the cruel hand of death snatched Senior Counsel Nzamba Kitonga at a time when the nation is staring at a constitutional moment, a time when the nation needed his constitutional expertise as the Building Bridges initiative moves to the next level. Indeed, Nzamba Kitonga was a special gift to us from God. And as we thank the Almighty for the time we shared with him, let us also draw comfort from our Lord Jesus Christ, who said in John 11:25, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live even though they die. To the family, friends, and relatives, my thoughts and prayers are with you at this difficult time of sorrow. May your hearts be filled with wonderful memories of the joyful times you shared with him. I pray that the happy memories of Senior Counsellor Nzamba Kitonga will, in time, help you overcome the sadness and pain occasioned by his demise. It is my prayer that the Lord Almighty will rest the soul of Senior Counsel Nzamba Kitonga in lasting peace. Signed, Uhuru Kenyatta, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya. I thank you.
We have been seated for way too long. I want us to, as we stand to sing a stanza of one song, to put together our hands for our leaders for great presentation of unity. We appreciate you, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Madam Monica Juma, the Governor, and many more who have done a good job. Wapigieni makofi tafadhali. We're going to sing a song on page 14 of your booklets. It's on the right side, down part of it. It says, "It is well. When peace like a river," and I request the family to take this as a message from the hearts of so many here, that it's gonna be well. Carol is going to be well, and we thank all of you for this. So we'll sing this, and I'll make some announcement before we get to the next stage. When peace like a river. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul, it is well with my soul, soul, it is well, it is well with my soul. Last stanza. And Lord, haste the day when my fail shall be sight. The clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trumpet resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul, it is Honorable Mudusi Kitonga will move a vote of thanks while you are seated.
Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, Your Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Madam CS, Your Excellencies, Madam Charity Ngilu, Your Excellency Professor Kibuda, all protocols observed. Mbe ekana bekosa mwanyono to thank the government very, very, very sincerely on behalf of the family and on behalf of the people of Mutito. His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is an amazing person. He has given this family, people of Mutito, very good support. He directed CS Monica Juma to sit with us, with other government officials who are here, to make sure that this final journey of Zamba is decent. Madam Juma and your staff, we say asanteni sana. Our Excellency Honorable Charity Ngilu has been calling me 3 times. In fact, I would not say that she was now becoming a nuisance, but because she wanted to help. Kila saa munaendelea aje. Kuna shida. Mama asante sana. Mheshimiwa wetu tumekuwa na yeye mpaka jana, tunashukuru. My Lord, the Bishop. Tunasema asante kwa kanisa. Senior Council, all the lawyers, all the institutions, mabibi na mabwana, komiti zote ya nyumbani, ya Nairobi, ya Kitui, ya Mombasa na kule kwengine, tunashukuru. Bila nyinyi hatungeweza kufanya hiyo mambo yote. Baba Raila, tumekuwa na yeye mpaka nyumbani kwa Nzamba, huko Nairobi, tumekuwa na yeye mpaka kanisani, tumekuwa na yeye hapa, na tukikuona tunaona alama ya serikali. Asante baba. Na tunashukuru sana. Mimi ile ningesema yangu machache, nimepoteza ndugu yangu Nzamba, na si kama ndugu vile, ni kama rafiki. Nadhani mmesikia ile ideology imesoma ni mama hapa Karo. Zamba amekuwa ndugu yangu na amekuwa rafiki yangu. Kila Saturday tumekuwa na yeye. Mpaka last Saturday nilichukua nap kidogo, nilipamuka nikafungua simu nikingojea Nzamba afanye nini? Anipigie. Ndio nikakumbuka ameenda. We have been so close, and he has been giving this family, he has been a pillar of the family, giving us advice and telling us that we must always be organized. That is what I want to request. The family of Kitonga, the entire family, please let us remain organized, so Nzamba, wherever he is, afurahie. Nakumbuka tukiwa Mombasa, nilikuwa kijana, sisi tumezaliwa Mombasa na tumelelewa Mombasa. Nilikuwa kijana mtukutu. Jamaa mwingine akanipiga ngumi na nikakimbia nikaenda kuita ndugu yangu Zamba. Nikamwambia nimetandikwa ni jamaa pale. And Zamba was very protective. Akanambia twende ukanionyeshe huyo jamaa. I did not tell him, na pale alipo anisamee, that the guy was bigger than him. So should I tell you what happened to him? He was given a thorough beating.